Hello there, my name's Jordan Leroy Hansen, also known as Ladev, and I'm here to provide one of the more interesting brews that I came across. Now, I'm going to be honest, this wasn't one of my own original brews. Actually, this was somebody that was commenting on my comments on the last video and actually posted pretty close similarity to this list that is very fascinating ramp style deck. Now, for those who don't know how the deck works, I call it Chromatic Finale because it's kind of like a chromatic green deck, which is a weird thing to say, but basically amounts to this. What we're doing is we're trying to find every way to get early game ramp. We use Llanowar Elves, we also use the new War of the Spark Arbriel, I think is how you pronounce that, Grazer, which also, by the way, is pretty useful against early game flyers, to essentially get a lot of lands onto the battlefield. But one of the cute little synergies we have here is we're actually playing a card called Neoform. Now, Neoform, what happens is we can. Our main purpose is to use Neoform, ironically, on our 1-drops, on our Arboreal Grace, or even on a Llanowar Elf. That way, we can actually get an Incubation Druid with a counter on it, which then allows us to tap it for free mana of any type. So, a lot of early game ramp, as you're seeing. We also have Growth Spiral in here with the gorgeous Ed McKinnon art as well to do the same purpose, get a lot of mana early. And also, if we get one of these Incubation Druids early, then we use Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner, to essentially untap the Incubation Druid, or even untap a land or an elf to get extra mana. Then we also have the classic card of the deck, Chromatic Lantern, to help us make our mana go for any other mana of any type, as usual. Now, many people are asking and kind of noticing the early game kind of like ramp and such, and are asking themselves, why are we just not playing Chromatic Black? Why are we doing Forest? And the main purpose of that is actually with the one of the more powerful cards in the deck, Nissa Who Shakes the World. Nissa Who Shakes the World is 5 mana 5/5 Planeswalker that has the static ability, whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional green mana. And then +1 is you put free counters on a target land that's not a creature yet, and make it a Zeal Elemental creature with Vigilance and Haste that's still a land. And it has a -8, which is pretty silly, that you get an emblem that the lands you control have indestructibility, as well as you could take all the forests from your deck and put it onto the battlefield tap, and then you shuffle your library. Now, you kind of are seeing the purpose here. We're trying to get a lot of early game lands to actually ramp into Nissa Who Shakes the World, which then will help us with more ramp. Which then, once we have the Chromatic Lantern or enough black mana of the Overgrown Tombs, we can use Mastermind's Acquisition to go into our deck for our quote-unquote finale cards. Now, there's some classic cards in here. There's the Elder Spell, which is more a tech card against Planeswalkers. Vraska's Contempt, if we just need to do a target removal spell. Also, Nissa in here, just in case if we have to dig for a Nissa in the sideboard if they try to hate it in our main deck. Time Wipe for a board wipe. Nicol Bolas Dragon God, just because if we already have the Chromatic Lantern out with the Mastermind's Acquisition, it's kind of cute. Liliana Dreadhorde General is good. Ethereal Absolution to help make our board bigger. Casualties of War as just a big board wipe. Vraska's Relic Seeker, just a good Planeswalker. Emergency Powers to help shuffle our library into our hand. Banefire, and also the thing that the main point of the deck, the finales. So if we have a lot of mana, we're hopefully going to pump mana into these for Finale of Glory, or Finale of Revelation, which is the one I mostly get to, because what you can actually, with this deck, easily get it to 10, and with that, actually just be able to activate the ability of, oh, shuffle your graveyard back into your deck, oh, and draw that many cards, oh, and now you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game, which is pretty good. Finale of Eternity is not bad, also. I think it's more better in Chromatic Black, personally, but it's a good card. And then we also have another Hydroid Krasis in here if we need more extra draw. And mostly that's the rest of the deck, it's just draw engine stuff. We have Hydroid Krasis in here for life gain and draw. Karn, same purpose, card draw. Chemist's Insight, card draw. And Ugin, which is both a semi-card draw but also removal. Also, in some absurd games, you can get Ugin out as early as turn 3. And having an Ugin on turn 3 is nuts. Like, people were wondering why Elder Spell just costs so little mana. It's because we're in a meta where you can actually literally get Ugin on turn 3. let's just not cut the chase here. That's the main reason why. Anyway, or at least that's one reason for my observations that I came across. Anyway, that is the deck. Let us give a shot of Chromatic Finale on the ranks, shall we? Now, I should warn that this is the first day of the new season, and most people are doing their usual grind. So the deck might have some good gameplay. It might also be, we might be going against, say, a lot of, mono red decks, and we'll get our butt whooped, essentially. So keep that in mind, but I still like the deck a lot, so it's a little overland, but I do like the Arboreal Grazer, I like the Incubation Druid, I like your... I think it's a keep, though you could make an argument we should mulligan it, but I think I'm going to keep it. Because we do have the Arboreal Grazer to get the extra land out. So it looks like white... Oh, hey, and a second one, too, which is nice. So we're going to do that. We're just going to play the Pain land and then let it enter untapped. A cute little beast monkey leopard. It's kind of like a monkey leopard. Kind of. It's still cute. Plus also the fact that it has reach, it's nothing to sneeze at. Just keep that in the back of your head. Okay, our opponent is either deciding on their next play, or maybe they went to get like a quick drink or something. It could be a variety of things. But yeah, I think the play here is to play another land, play another Arboreal Grazer to play another land. And that would give us about... There we go. There's the play. So they're a Johnny deck. Yeah, I think the play here is to play the Chromatic Lantern. And then play the other Arboreal Gazer, which allows us to play the Hinterland Harbor tap. Oh, and just to let people know, just by turn 3, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana up? Yeah, we're going to have 5 mana. This is silly. But it seems like they're playing kind of like your mono-white, typical life gain aggro deck, or even black-white, it seems, so we gotta be cautious. Interesting. We could just go Mastermind's Acquisition now and just get, like, Nissa or something. But the thing is, we are dealing with a Johnny Pridemates, which can be very problematic, so we gotta keep that in the back of our brain. We have access to 5 mana. We gotta keep that in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we do have 5 mana, so actually I think the better play here is go to our sideboard, get that 1-card Time Warp that coincidentally costs us 5 mana, pass the turn, let them build the board up a little bit, and just hope they don't have any hand hate of sort. They're definitely Orzhov, so it's kind of like I'm going to guess here. Ooh! Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And pretty coy, actually, just using these. Get the life gain, which makes these guys bigger. That's actually a pretty coy move. And you can also use them to bring back the Johnny Pridemates. That's actually pretty clever. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, we gotta say bye-bye. We'll let this enter and tap. And you know what's really clever about that? The fact is they can -2 to bring back a Johnny's Pridemate. That's actually a... that's actually a really smart inclusion in this deck. It's kind of nice to see what the new set comes out with people updating their previous decks and just putting in new tech like this. It's actually very good for this deck. It's actually pretty cool. There's our Nissa. I think we're just going to play this out for now. And the problem is they're going to gain 5 life, so they are going to make angel tokens, which that's not going to feel good. I'm almost wondering if I should throw a mass manipulation in this deck, or at least in the sideboard, to help us against problematic matchups like this. Note to self, try that after this game. Throw a mass manipulation in the sideboard. Okay, well, we're going to play our main card. I guess the opponent's reading what the card does. We might as well play Kiora out now. Okay, interesting enough. We're definitely going to block the Giant's Pride Mate, but they could also just have a Trumpet or another Mortify, and we'll say, good game. Ah, that was a really good one. Okay, but you kind of see the point of the deck. We have a lot of early game ramp and such, so I'm going to actually do one tweak the more I think about this. So we're going to go to sideboard. Finale Glory's still nice. Nicol Bolas is still nice. I think Vraska's Contempt can be taken out, especially since we have the Elder Spell. So we're going to do that. And then throw in Mass Manipulation. There we go. And one other conclusion is I tested Karn out as a card draw engine, but I'm going to do one last test with this deck. And I'm going to actually throw Kefnet in here, since we do have a lot of beneficial spells we do like duplicating and such, so yeah, I think I'm going to give that a shot. I might throw Karn back in this next experiment. And that's kind of what I like about this deck. It's kind of one of those you can tweak with it constantly and just make a pretty cool variation of this deck, which is really nice. But still, you just have to keep your main core component, which is, okay, we're going to ramp early game as much as we can, so yeah, I like this. We have Llanowar Elves, we have the Neoform, so we can actually then Hinterland Harbor, and then get our Incubation Druid, so yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to play our Llanowar Elves. Look like our opponent's playing either Gruul or a variation of it, so we're going to do that. We're going to tap this for green, just to play this. Then we're going to play Neoform, sacrificing our Llanowar Elf that we tapped, to get a better Llanowar Elf. Nice. Though the opponent might just Lightning Shock it, or Lightning Strike it if they have. Yeah, looks like your standard Gruul deck. Okay. So now we are going to play a Forest, play Kiora, and we're going to green, untapped it, green, and play a Kraken for 4. And draw another card. Thanks to that. I think now we're about to see how silly this deck can get. The opponent might be now seeing the combo. Ooh, that's an Atali. At least it doesn't have haste, so that's good. Yeah, I think we have to get rid of the Atali. It's just scary, so we're going to do this. We're going to play our old removal spell known as Ugin. Destroy this, because that's too scary. And honestly, we're going to throw in a Breeding Pool and play Mr. Kefnet, which allows us to draw a card. And we're not going to attack. We'll keep the blockers up, especially since we need to protect Ugin. Since Ugin can also now be used as a card draw / token generator. But they also could just probably shock it, and they decide to end the game because they realize, wow. So yeah, you kind of see how this deck can get a little silly pretty quick. So, yeah. We'll play another game of it. And then we'll probably call it a night for this video, but I kind of want to show off this deck because this deck is actually kind of really cool, and I always like to play Chromatic decks currently in this meta, so it's always fun to try a variation of it. I mean, we have our Chromatic Lanterns. It's not bad. The problem is, if this is a hand hate deck whatsoever, they can hate out a Chromatic Lantern, they can hate out a Mastermind's Acquisition. And honestly, we don't really have any early game ramp here. I think I'm going to keep and hope we draw into one of our ramp targets. Though, to be fair, one could make an argument that that's probably not the best play, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay, it looks like your standard Gagari shenanigans, so we should be fine at the moment. They probably have a cast down on the Incubation Druid, if I have to make a guess. That or murder. It could be one or the other. Oh, looks like your Gagari token shenanigans. Sure, we'll block with the Incubation Druid. Yeah, we're going to play this out. Get our Lantern online. We're going to not attack yet. Well, there's a skeleton, so now they just need their sack outlet, and they can go on with their engine. So they need like their Priest of Forgotten Gods or something like that. Okay, we're gonna play Kefnet now. There, got a piece of hair stuck. Blah. But yeah, so okay, now we know what their deck is. They're kind of your typical token generation Gagari deck. We can still block. Yes, they're going to get a zombie out of it, but it will negate the incoming damage from us, so... Nah, we don't really need to reveal Lenor Elves. Okay. Oh wait, we can play Ugin. What am I thinking? We could play Ugin. Or we could just play Mastermind's Acquisition and go get something from our board. Nah, I actually like Ugin here. And not for removal, just for card draw. That way we can just use it as a chump blocker, which then works as a semi-card draw engine. So, they probably have the Vraska's Contempt if they have it in their deck, so... Well, there's the ton of tokens. Okay, we're gonna need a board wipe, potentially. They're probably all going to try to attack Ugin now. Which, honestly, all we need to do is just block. Well, there's the zombies. Yeah, we're actually revealed Chemistry's Insight. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can play Chromatic Lantern for 1 mana. Which makes sense. Okay. I think what we're going to do here is actually plus Ugin. Then play Ugin again. Or not. We could also just... We're getting to the point where we really want to Mastermind's Acquisition pretty soon. Because whenever a non-token creature you control dies, so... I think I like it like this. We're going to do this. We're going to play the Ugin again. We're going to choose, obviously, the one that we can still activate an ability on. Create another token. Create a Llanowar Elf. And keep up the chump blockers and keep up the walls. And I always forget this deck runs 10 to shoot. Okay. Can we even survive this? Block. 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 Nope. Okay. One thing I need to remember with these decks, I probably should have just Mastermind's Acquisition and got the board wipe that we have in the deck, so... Yeah, that was actually pretty quick. We can do probably one more game before we call it a video. Okay, that one in pause Postal Fetch, and I probably should have just Mastermind's Acquisition for the board wipe. Then played Ugin to destroy the enchantment, and then did the board wipe as soon as I could. But hey, you live, you learn. And I'm still learning with this deck. Yet again, decent, but we don't really have any of our early game ramp. I'm still going to keep, because a turn 4 Kefnet still is pretty good. We'll let this enter in tap. And maybe if we draw a Llanowar Elf, maybe we could do a turn 3 Kefnet. Well, no, we can't because we don't have... Okay, we're going to have to draw another blue source of mana. Oh boy, this is Orzhov Life Gain. And there's the Ajani's. But we do got a Chromatic Lantern, which that is what we needed to see. And lucky enough, Mortify does not destroy artifacts. Now, we have choices here. We can either just play... Okay, they're playing the Vampire variation of the Orzhov Life Gain deck. And there's the Masterminds. Yeah, we gotta. We're going to go get the board. Why? Or, actually... Do we have enough time before they... Because they're going to put the vampire out, get another life gain, deal me 7. I would go down to 9. Nah. Honestly? Yeah, we should just get the time wipe. I was tempted to get the Nissa, but I feel like the opponent's going to try to build up his board a little bit more, and then we could take advantage of that with the time wipe. Plus, like, Liliana would have been nice, but they're just going to sacrifice their There we go. There's that. We say, nope. And then we play our Lenora Elf. And we tell the opponent to go. They don't have the City Blessing at the very least, so we'll create our own little blocker. And since we can, we're just going to sack this little guy for a better mana dork. So we're going to get ping a little bit. We don't really need to reveal that. Then we're going to play our main little card. There we go. And the best part with the Chromatic Lantern, you can still like tap for any mana of any color, but it's still going to add the forest, so we can do a Kimster's Insight, discarding a Kefnet, since we don't really need the Kefnet. They do it to Spark, so we're going to do an experiment. We'll discard this Kefnet, since we don't need it. We'll decline to reveal that, so unfortunately we didn't get anything nice out of it, so. But a Dispark is pretty good in Orzhov, so it's good they have that choice. We'll decline to reveal that since we don't need to. But we can show off one of the more cheeky combos you can do with this. We're going to do this, play the Kiora, untap with this, and 4, 4, 4, 5, so 4, 8. So yeah, we'll do this for sets. Then we'll play this, and then we'll play a little Arbol Grazer, and put a Breeding Pool in tap. And we gain some life, so we can survive for a little bit. Well, there's City Blessing, so. And there's the ouch. Ow. 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 We'll decline, they'll reveal that. I really need to put a card in here like Arch of Araska and such, which is still tricky because there's the factor that there's the forest, so. Ouch. Okay, that was a good game. Ugh. You could have made the argument I could have held on the board wipe for probably another turn and such, but it's tricky. Anyway, this is the deck. It's Chromatic Finale. You guys can tweak it if you like, or try your own variation. I'll provide a deck list of a variation of it in the caption below. I hope you all have a nice day. This is LevDev, signing out.